No matter where one sits on a political spectrum, we must commit to supporting and investing in young people. How things unfold in the 20s is terribly consequential for the rest of adult life. And what happens in this decade both perpetuates and crystallizes tremendous inequalities among young people. The 20s are a crucial period for intervention. Poor outcomes have long-term cumulative effects. Professionals who work with young people therefore have a great opportunity to make a difference in the lives of individual youth. And in doing so, we're also making a difference in our society because we're affecting the long-term decisions that they make. The power we have in making a difference is especially true for youth whose family relationships are fragile or absent, or youth who have been attached to the foster care, special education, or juvenile justice systems. These individuals are abruptly cut off from support at 18 or 21, precisely at a time when their more privileged peers are getting significant infusions of support, both financial and emotional, from their families. Any mentoring that we can offer these youth can make an extraordinary difference in their lives. We can also make a significant difference in nurturing the lives of boys and men, in modeling responsibility, goal setting, and healthy relationship skills. Those will go a long way in improving the lives of men, and perhaps more importantly, in improving the lives of the people connected to them. We must also recognize that life has changed since we were young. Providing advice based on what we knew isn't always good advice for today. We need to better appreciate the complexity of the world that young people are trying to navigate. Resist the impulse to say, "When I was young." Instead, ask young people how they feel, what they're struggling with, what brings meaning to their lives. Stop and truly listen to what they have to say rather than tell them what they have to do. This is true for professionals and parents alike. For parents, I'd offer the following advice. First, the support of parents, financially and emotionally, is probably the single most important predictor of success for young adults in the United States. Involved parents provide many advantages that are necessary in today's world. New generations of parents have wanted deeper emotional connections to their children, and they got it. In my view, that's a good thing. But that doesn't mean it's easy. There are no guidebooks for how these relationships are supposed to go once children are grown, or when parents are middle-aged or old. How involved should parents be? Well, what we might call Goldilocks parenting is probably best. That is, hitting just the right amount of parental involvement. If you're over-involved and you know who you are, step back. But if you're under-involved, step up. What we might call the hard-knock school of parenting of a bygone era, 18, you're out, no support thereafter, is not at all an effective strategy today. Building the self-esteem of children will carry them far, but children also need to know disappointment and failure, and not all disappointment and failure is created equally. Some hardships are more consequential than others. Parents must choose when to make the save and when to let a child fall. If you want to see just how much involved parenting matters in the United States, track the lives of young people who don't have it. Many serious problems in our society stem from parents who are absent, neglectful, or abusive. The media and public obsession with helicopter parents is focused on the wrong end of the spectrum. Involved parents, even hyper-involved ones, aren't creating these kinds of significant social problems. Involved parenting is especially important for boys and men. Many of the crises of child development concern boys, and many of the crises of adulthood concern men. Both boys and men benefit from more involved fathering. There are significant problems with the debt of young adults as well, not only college-related debt. And that's partly because they haven't learned anything about finances in school or at home. Give your child experiences that foster their financial capability and literacy, and learning how to spend well and save well. Don't get hung up on your kids living at home. In the US, the ideal of an early departure from the parental home has always been more of a myth than reality. Most living with parents happens in the early 20s. By the second half of the 20s, it drops dramatically as the transition to adulthood has gotten sorted out. As noted earlier, for many young adults, living at home can actually be a smart way to get ahead. And moreover, it keeps many young people out of poverty and safe.